Yeah, so Einstein got to be a star in America.
Okay, so his popularity is growing, and he's published all these papers. Did Einstein ever get a Nobel Prize?
Well, no, not yet. He did get one, but not yet, and not for relativity. And that's because the Nazi Party was growing, and as part of it, they thought that relativity was a Jewish conspiracy. As the Nazi Party got worse, Einstein advocated for militant pacifism, which was pretty much actively trying to stop the war from happening. He also retreated from politics in a little cottage, and he really enjoyed it there. He sailed a lot. Anyway, eventually Einstein did get a Nobel Prize, and it was for the photoelectric effect. So Bohr and Einstein were kind of frenemies, and it was cool because they'd have these debates, these very heated debates. They disagreed all the time, but they were able to debate and make each other's ideas better. And so Einstein challenged Bohr, and it helped Bohr refine his ideas on quantum theory. Did you just yawn? You goofball. Einstein went on another trip to the US, and this time he met Chaplin. Both of them were in this car, and they got out, and the public just went wild. But the cool part is that they were just as excited to see Einstein as they were to see Chaplin.
Chaplin, like the actor?
Charlie Chaplin,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and so then later on the visit, he went to Caltech, and he saw Edwin Hubble.
Was Einstein in danger from the Nazis? Because I know he was Jewish.
Yes, he was considered an enemy of state, and he was on the not yet hanged list, so it was really bad. And he had to get out of there. He had to evacuate. He left after one last visit to his old wife, Maliva, and his son, Edward, who he brought his violin to play. Edward would play on the piano, and he would play on the violin like they used to. But Edward wasn't feeling it. Anyway, so then they moved to the U.S., and just a bit later, the cottage that Einstein had lived in to like retreat, it was searched, and like all they found was a butter knife or something. But yeah, he was in danger. He was in real danger.
Where did Einstein move?
Well, he moved to the U.S. He went to Princeton, and he got a little office there. It was kind of on the down low, the move. They had this parade arranged, but he just kind of slipped into his office.
What was Einstein like at Princeton?
Well, it was kind of cool when trick-or-treaters came and when Christmas carolers came. He brought out his violin and he'd play along, and that was really fun. And then also, he was really popular with all the kids at Princeton. He'd wiggle his ears, and they loved that.
Aww.
And he really bonded with them. And also, they tried to bribe him to help them with their math homework. And so this one kid brought brownies over, and he helped her out. Yeah, and then his wife Elsa died.
As the war got worse, like what did Einstein do about it?
Well, he told the president that uranium could be a useful energy source, but could also be used for, that could also lead to bombs. And so he thought that there should be some American physicists working with it, and that there should be a team. So that led to the president starting the Manhattan Project. Anyway, everybody involved and stuff ended up regretting this because it led to the atomic bombs. But it can also be harnessed for like an efficient energy source. So, you know, science has a way of having good uses and bad uses. You just have to hope it gets used for the right thing. And then he also developed explosives that destroyed torpedoes, so that was good. His sister Maya had to come over to escape because it was starting to get bad. Another person who had to come over was Niels Bohr, who he had to sneak out. It was really bad then. He had to sneak out under a fake ID of Nicholas Baker. So lots of people like Feynman knew him as Nicholas Baker. Maliva and Maya died. Einstein read to Maya on her last days. He was really sad that she died. He spent more time sailing. The weird thing about him sailing, though, was that he didn't wear a life jacket. No, but the weird thing is that he didn't wear a life jacket and he didn't know how to swim. So people had to save him multiple times.
Oh, Einstein!
Einstein! Anyway, Hans, his son, taught at Berkeley, so they rode each other a lot. So that was cool. Einstein tried a few more times on a unified theory. Didn't quite get it. scientists are still working on that. That is unifying the quantum world with relativity. Anyway, then Einstein died, but after leaving a very amazing legacy, I mean, everyone still talks about greatest scientists of all times, most revolutionary scientists. Einstein, definitely one of them. Theory of relativity changed how we look at the world. Now we no longer see time as constant.
Cool.
So that's Einstein.
Yay!